who's ever worked with upholstery foam and craft foam as far as like cut shapes and forming it? Nobody? You guys a little bit? Alright. Well, like I said, most of you put together with hot glue. The upholstery foam you can get in different sizes. I'll warn you right now that it's gone up in price from last year. Yeah. So it's gone up significantly, like, I'm going to say almost 25%. So if you guys go and get some at Joann's or Hobby Lobby, make sure to use your 40% off coupons. Coupons are, yeah. So
I love Joanne.
now, in order to adhere the foam to like a bodysuit or to itself, you can use spray adhesives. Use good spray adhesives like Super 77. Don't go using just like your regular old mounting adhesives. You have a question?
Why is the foam going up?
Because of petroleum. Because of the base that it's made from. It's a chemistry thing. Since it starts with that kind of oil base, actually lots of plastic things are, so. Pretty much every plastic is made from oil stuff. So you can stick it together with Super 77, or if you're just going to be stacking pieces that aren't going to be like form fitted right to you, you can hot glue it. But keep in mind that the more hot glue that you put on pieces and between pieces, you're going to end up with hard ridges in it as it cools. So you want to try and keep it thin because it doesn't take much. Just make sure you hold it on long enough for it to cool and adhere. This is foamed out, as you can see. And as far as this one, pretty much all the upholstery foam is up in here to keep it cushy around the body and the base. If you were doing something like a muscle suit, or a suit that at least changes like proportions a little, like the kind I'm wearing. Because out of this, I'm pretty tiny. So this changes my proportions significantly that way. Whenever you're like doing up a muscle suit and adding to it, you want to try to keep the pieces out from between your lips, your chest, and your arms. So really, the best way to go about it is to try and move it out this way. Keep it out here on the legs. So it'll give you the large look without you being constrained. Because on me, my regular arm is right here, but I have about half the width of my arm in foam out to the sides. And whenever I have an area with joints, it's just cut into a V shape, and there's just fabric there, so it can bend just fine. Same thing with the legs. The cap is out over to the side into here, so it's nice and squishy. But I can move around just fine. Oh, and yeah, as I'm going along, anytime you guys have questions or techniques that you guys want to share, just speak up, because I'm just showing you things that I've learned. It's not like all the best ways in the world. Anybody have specific questions right now? Yes?
How did you move to the face construction?
Okay.
Rip it off.
Alright. Let me take it off of you so I can show the inside. Is it okay? Can I have your head?
I need it.
Alright. A lot of these masks, ones that aren't like furries or anything with a muzzle, I'll usually begin with a full face craft mask, like the kind that you can get at the art store. And then I'll just build up on top of that. I'll just, like him, I had to make angles out of poster board, and I'll just hot glue it on there, and then I'll cover it in a fabric. Or in the case of the Green Goblin mask here, don't be shy. It started this way with the craft mask underneath, and then this was actually built up with polyester batting and hot glue that was smoothed out as a wool, and then just underneath it. You don't have to put it there.
Could we see a close-up of that?
I gotta shoot that.
Can we see the close of the inside?
Yeah, the inside.
Yeah. Their inside is crazy.
Get it on.
Just pass them around.
Can you see inside there?
Now, I expect my head's back by the
It looks like the fabric stretched inside and glued on.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. These are the masks that you see at Hobby Lobby, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's all happy on the outside.
right over there.
What'd you do for the...
Help you out. I've done it alone. It's a big pain because you're constantly taking it off, putting it on. If you have something like a duct tape dummy, is everyone familiar with what those are? All right. For those of you who aren't, a duct tape dummy is a full-sized model of yourself, pretty much. The way you do it is you can start with a cheap bodysuit or some form-fitting pajamas or something like that, and you have to have a friend you trust for this because they might see you kind of naked. What it is you're going to be wearing the bodysuit or the pajamas, and they're going to be wrapping duct tape around you up to about your neck. And so they'll go and you put it on, and they'll start wrapping, start the legs. It's good to leave the joints free until the very end. And once you have yourself all wrapped up, they're going to very carefully pull it up a little and cut with scissors. And cut it down the arms, down the back, and down the back of the legs. Then you get out of it, and then you stuff it and tape it back up, and then you have a model of yourself to work on. It's you can find all kinds of tutorials for it on the internet. You can find it on cosplay.com. So it's a big help. And once you have one of those, then it's a real benefit if you're having to work alone. Because, you don't have to have your buddy moving stuff to you. It's really to your model. So, once you get all of your main foam pieces on there, you might have gaps where the foam doesn't quite meet, or the areas just like cut off in strange angles, which is okay because you can cover it with a polyester batting, like you get it in the quilting sheets. So you just roll it out and just smooth it along, and then cover it in whatever your fabric prefers, scales, things like that. As far as this guy, the only batting on him is in all of the curves, just to keep it smooth on there. Does anyone have any questions? It's like a lot of times when I do these panels, there'll be a certain direction that you guys want to go on, whether it be discussing Mecha or furries or whatever. So, I mean, feel free.
I got a question. If you're doing one of those model suits and the kind of form-fitting stuff on your body, what if you needed to look like actual otherworldly alien skin?
I mean, it's like define otherworldly
Would you
because
use like latex or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that kind of texture?
all right. So you want an actual like, ew, I'm touching someone's skin.
Yeah, kind of like it would actually look and feel like
Okay.
skin.
All right. Well, it depends on. I've seen a lot of people actually paint latex directly onto it. Just begin with very thin layers and just paint it on there. I have a friend that does great Predator costumes. She'll get the bodysuit and she'll just brush that latex on and just keep adding the smooth layers until she has the textures that she wants. She might dab some areas where it's kind of like wrinkly and warty and build it up like that.
Would you leave the joints free on something like that?
Not on the latex because the latex is going to stretch, so you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I mean, once you have your smooth body, you just paint that latex on there. I've seen some people do like a lizard skin. What they'll do is they'll make a sculpture mold of scale texture, and then they'll put the latex in it, let it dry, peel out the latex scales, and then they'll glue it onto the latex. And then they'll just keep doing it in pieces and matching it up until they have a full scale texture on there. And then you can paint it with airbrush latex paints. And some people just flat out dry brush it if you can't afford an airbrush.